In 30 days, I stopped millions and millions of people from invading our country. Think of it. Our country was being invaded. 25 million people poured through our southern border, and they came from jails, and they were drug dealers, and they were people from mental institutions.
America, for 27 straight years, the United States government caught an average of 11 citizenship liars a year. 11. You can fit that many people in a minivan. This year, the target is 250, 25 times the normal rate in 12 months. Something didn't get slightly stricter. The door that's been propped up since the 1990s just got kicked down, and 25 people who walk through it are the first ones to get caught standing on the wrong side.
A Justice Department official tells CBS News that the Trump administration plans to revoke the U.S. citizenship of more than 250 foreign-born citizens by the fall. The government has already filed several dozen denaturalization cases in recent weeks as part of an aggressive campaign to tighten the legal immigration process.
So this is a dramatic escalation of the government's powers to denaturalize foreign-born American citizens.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Let's lay out exactly what happened here because the facts do all the work here. Denaturalization is the legal process where the government takes back citizenship that they already handed out because the person lied to get it. That's basically the whole definition. You don't get to keep the prize that you won by cheating on the test. This week, the Justice Department filed complaints against 25 people from 17 different countries: Pakistan, India, Mexico, Colombia, Nigeria, Jamaica, Haiti, and a couple others. The crimes on the list aren't basic parking tickets here. They are attempted murder, child blank abuse, domestic violence, bad enough to put your wife in the hospital. We're talking about marriage fraud, identity fraud, bank and credit card fraud. One guy was practicing medicine without a license, you guys.
In the largest coordinated denaturalization push in DOJ history, the department has filed civil cases seeking to strip the naturalized citizenship status. And the DOJ says this enforcement surge is just the beginning. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche stated the complaints announced today allege that these individuals secured naturalization through fraud, concealment, or other unlawful conduct, including by concealing violent crimes, sexual offenses against children, fraudulent identities, and other disqualifying facts.
Think of citizenship like the final signature on a loan. The bank doesn't just glance at your paycheck stubs and hand you the keys to the house. They pull your credit report, they verify your job, they check if you defaulted on anything. That's the whole naturalization interview in a simple theory here. Somebody sits across the desk from you and asks you point blank if you've ever committed any serious crimes. For 27 years, you guys, the government's follow-up on that answer was apparently, great, we'll take your word for it. No due diligence here. Basically like the bank handing out mortgages on the honor system like it's 2006. This is bigger than just 25 names that were filed this week. There are 88 other denaturalization filings already in the books since January last year. 88 before this batch even landed on the top of it. Now put that to the historical number here.
To put it in perspective, Liz, between 1990 and 2017, the Justice Department filed an average of just 11 cases to denaturalize foreign-born American citizens per year. So this is a dramatic escalation of the government's powers to denaturalize foreign-born American citizens.
11 a year for almost 3 decades, 250 in 12 months. That's not the same agency working a little harder on the same caseload. That is a completely different department showing up wearing the same badge. And they're not just stopping with violent felons either. The government just confirmed it's expanding this to people that convicted financial crimes and healthcare fraud schemes as well. Basically, white-collar crimes. White-collar crime means that the crime was committed with a pen instead of a weapon. We're talking about about fake billing codes, cooking the books, identity theft on paper instead of at gunpoint. Same law, same consequences, just a different criminal wearing a nicer suit. So if you're picturing this as only some cartel enforcer or violent predator getting booted out of the United States, kind of widen that picture. If you lied on a form and got caught cooking a healthcare billing scheme, congratulations. Congratulations, AKA some of my Somalia pirates. You just actually made the list as well. Doesn't matter how quiet your crime was or how nice your accountant made you look on paper. You're a legally naturalized citizen who committed fraud. And apparently that box you checked years ago just came due with interest. This stops being a press release and starts being a full federal strategy the second that you hear Vice President JD Vance and his framing on this, because he connected the dots that usually stay separate.
And that's one of the angles that we're looking at, is the people who committed immigration fraud against our system, and how do we denaturalize those people and send them back to where they came from. There's also, as you know, Will, under the Biden administration, there was a big blurring of the lines between illegal and legal immigration. The Biden administration would often take people who were coming in on fraudulent asylum claims, fraudulent refugee claims, and basically wave the magic wand of amnesty and say, we're not going to enforce the immigration laws against those people.
Asylum, for anybody who's never heard that word before, just means legal claim that you're fleeing danger back from your home country. TPS, temporary protected status, is a program that let people, and certain people in from certain countries, stay here without getting deported, usually because some type of war or disaster back in their home country. JD Vance is saying a lot of fraudulent versions both slid through without any real checks for years. And this wave of citizenship revocations is think of it as the cleanup crew finally showing up to the mess. Here's the mechanism, plain and simple. The government didn't write a brand new law to do any of this. Denaturalization has been legal since before most of us, at least I was born. What changed is somebody finally decided to actually use the tool that was already sitting in the toolbox the entire time. That's basically the Trump administration's play here. Find a law that's already in the books, staff it, fund it, use it at a scale that nobody bothered to use it before. No new legislation here, no new agency, no courtroom drama required, just somebody deciding that 11 cases a year was never actually the ceiling. It was just how lazy the enforcement has gotten. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche put it plainly: citizenship is one of the highest privileges in this country hands out, and it's earned lawfully and honestly. That's the actual deal you signed when you take the oath. And here's the part that should actually make you angry. This isn't abstract. One of these 25 cases involves a man in North Carolina who got his citizenship through military service, and prosecutors say he didn't even serve an honorable time required to actually earn it before going on and getting convicted for attempted first-degree murder. My friends, that is not a paperwork error. That is a violent criminal sitting on top of a shortcut that should have never been granted in the first place. And think about what citizenship actually unlocks here. Citizenship in the United States unlocks voting. It unlocks federal jobs. It unlocks security clearance, sponsoring family members who came here too on the strength of your own record. Regardless on how you got that, that's a whole different video. Every one of those doors stay open, sometimes for decades, because a form got signed with the lie that nobody checked back on. That is not a victimless mistake. That is years of trust extended to people that actually should have never even had it. Funded and processed by the taxpayers, you and me, the entire time that nobody looked twice. America, they took an oath that says they told the truth to earn this. Then they lied on a form and got the same oath anyways. No questions asked for years. 11 cases a year for 27 straight years wasn't a caution. It was nobody bothering to check the box that says, verify this. You don't get to build a life on a lie and then call getting caught a witch hunt. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.